Valdez! Wow. Hello. Where I come from, today we celebrate the Children's Day. Today we stand up with our voices together to stand for those who are not strong enough to defend themselves. Oh, what the hell? Sorry. It is a great day to look back and think, have I accomplished what I wanted to do when I was a kid? I don't know about you guys, but when I was a kid, I wanted to be an astronaut. I'm an architect. Sorry. I know, it's kind of difficult, but I did accomplish some of my dreams. When I was a kid, I always wanted to do something about the environment. I grew up in one of the most polluted cities in Mexico. It's not the capital, it's a lovely place called Salamanca. Imagine this, one Christmas Eve, some kids were playing with fireworks, and suddenly 2 kilometers of river was set on fire. From nowhere, we had the sunshine again. On the bright side, we didn't have mosquitoes for years. Why I become an architect, you may ask? On the last year of high school, at the research method class, I was looking for information about climate change. And I found a publication called Towards an Ecological Architecture. On it, it states that pollution can be blamed to construction in 50% of cases. But not only that, construction only accounts for social disintegration, identity loss, and of course, environmental issues. For me, this was a revelation. In order to find a solution, I should become part of the problem. Nice. If we analyze construction in a general basis, we can find that it has different stages of a life cycle. It has design, construction, occupancy, and disposal. Each one of these phases contributes with different percentage of pollution, or CO2 emissions, as you want to call it. And materials are involved in all of these stages. Let's take a look at concrete for an example. We need energy to take raw materials from the earth, transport them to a facility, then transform them into concrete, then make them an element, and this element will have an ability and a performance that will make us consume more or less energy depending on it. And of course, at the end of its life, we will have a disposal and we will create waste. I'm here to talk to you about a high material. Yeah, I did materials for that. That for itself has the ability to decrease the CO2 emissions. As every good story mine starts with 2 guys sitting in a pub, then they go to an after party. And this guy here has this great idea that will make Snoop Dogg crazy. Make a new material out of hemp. But don't get excited, it's not the hemp that the students use for recreation. It's the hemp that professors use for research. And yes, it's stronger. Yeah. Sorry. Hemp is one of the available bio-based materials that are currently on the market, along with timber, bamboo, straw, grass, sheep, oysters. And they share the same characteristics. They grow up, they are natural, they have low embodied carbon emissions, they are biodegradable, recyclable. They are pretty much the greenest materials in the world. But they share the same problem. They are not widely used. And here are several reasons why they are not. There's a saying that goes something like this: behind every man, there's a great woman. His mom. Yeah. Do we have moms here somewhere? No? Really? Okay, nice. Anyway, I was not expecting this. Let's give them an applause. Come on, like. We love them so much. You know, they are these little boys that is inside your head, that triggers every time that you're about to do something bad. In my case, mine has been screaming all afternoon. In a way, family is responsible of education. When I was a child, I was traumatized to build houses out of straw and timber. Are you familiarized with the Three Little Pigs tale? There were three little pigs that built their dwellings of different materials according to their professions. The farmer built it from straw, the lumberjack from timber, and the mason from brick. Then comes this evil wolf who is starving and blows off the straw dwelling, burns out the timber one, and when he comes to the brick one, he gives off after realizing that he cannot do anything to eat the pigs. Growing up as an adult, having this background, I cannot imagine a house built from bio-based materials. Thanks, Mom. Honestly. Have you wondered how would the fourth pig look like if he wanted to build his house out of hemp? Of course, like a professor of the Bath University who's researching on that. And what will happen if the wolf had tried to burn this dwelling? That's more interesting, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, this was an example of education. Teach your kids that they can build their houses with renewable materials, please. Have you noticed that the wolf can't be Muslim? Do we have Muslims here? No? Come on, guys. Help me a little bit, come on. I didn't have the opportunity to meet these amazing people until I came here. I was at my place cooking this Mexican kick-ass food that my nan taught me before coming here. But really, you don't have ingredients to make it, so I won't go there. Eventually, one of my roommates came down and he asked me, David, this smells awesome. As a good Mexican, I said, you know what, you need to eat it. I don't give a shit, you have to eat it, come on. So we sat on the table, we started eating, and he finished his plate with a smile on his face. He was really happy. And at the end of the meal, we have this conversation. He asked me, David, what kind of beard was this? And my natural answer was, it wasn't beard, man, it was pork. His face turned red, and I asked him, are you allergic to pork? He answered me, no, David, I'm Muslim. It was an honest mistake. This was an example of ignorance. If we don't know that we can use these materials to build houses or buildings, it's not our fault, it's just ignorance. That takes us to some political issues, which is related with ignorance in education. And these are some quotations from the book, The Emperor Wears No Clothes. In the 1630s, it was not only legal to grow hemp, it was in some cases mandatory, and you could be jailed by not growing up in shortage periods. They state that cannabis hemp is overall the strongest, most durable, long-lasting natural soft fiber on the planet. It's pretty much really cool. It's an herbaceous annual that uses the sun more efficiently than virtually any other plant on the planet. I really don't believe that, but okay, why not? And they state several reasons of why we stop using hemp and we start using cotton. And it's basically because it's really expensive to use. The strength of the fibers are so big that they can damage machinery. And let's face it, in most countries it's legal by the THC content, which is related to marijuana. The good thing that since we are killing the planet, we need to find new ways to save it. And yeah, we can use bio-based materials to do that. Now, how does hemp works? Why is such an amazing material? What's make it so special? Hemp is used in construction as along with lime as an insulation material with really high results. Hemp possesses a special pore structure that allows it to absorb moisture from the exterior, and it absorbs it into the internal part of on the wall, and on it the water can change the phase from vapor to liquid and vice versa. So let's imagine this for example. Imagine that I'm the hemp lime envelope. In my right, there's the exterior, like trees, grass, walls. To my left, there's the internal space. We have living chairs, some pigs, why not? And the hemp holds some moisture within the envelope. And when the temperature goes like up really fast, the vapor within the hemp releases into the atmosphere. And this reduces the temperature within the building. On the other side, when the temperature comes down, we have some condensation inside the walls that warms up the building. This means a more stable internal space. That means energy savings and reduce of CO2. Hemp is an insulation material that reacts with the weather, as well as we do it, like for example, me, I'm sweating, I'm really hot. And this is supposed to cool me down, but he's not getting that. Okay, so construction with hemp is not perfect. As any natural material, it has its own defects. It depends on crops, drying, transportation, construction, and other factors. But the biggest one is that it needs 2 years to achieve its optimal performance. In the spite of this great potential, it's not a mainstream material. That's why I'm focusing my research on developing a bioreplication of hemp using bio-based materials in order to produce a new breed of smart envelopes that reacts with the water and therefore saving the planet. Thank you very much.